Quando Rondo drops his flag from being a Crip, a Rolling 60 Crip, and he get Backlash. For those who don't know, Quando Rondo is a rapper. I ran across this, I was searching some things. From time to time, I may search the news and see what's going on. And I ran across this, and it just shows the coonery and the foolery, once again, that's in our community. The black people, so-called black people who are the Hebrews. This is a message. I want people to hear this, because that gangster lifestyle, if you got any sense, that gangster lifestyle is so stupid. You're literally living a life you're chasing death. You're just waiting to die. That's why it's so stupid, okay? And I'm gonna give y'all the rundown on myself growing up. I know a lot about gangs and the history of gangs. I know some history about the gangs of LA and California, but I know a lot about the history of gangs in Chicago. I was born and raised in Chicago. I don't live there now. I've been away from there for about 2 years, but I was born and raised in Chicago. I grew up in two areas that has a lot of history with gangs. I was born in the Inglewood area, around 73rd and Halsted. And close by that area was where the gangster disciples and the black disciples, known as the GDs and BDs, were created. My father, all of my uncles, they were all gangster disciples or black disciples. A lot of prominent gang members came from that area. Once again, the gangster disciples and black disciples originated in Inglewood. Okay, so seeing that growing up, I moved from Inglewood when I was about maybe 5 years old, and saw a lot of gang banging, saw a lot of gang banging back in Chicago. It was, they wore the colors blue and black, red and black, blue and red, but it was really about, far as the signs, you saw a lot of the gang signs being thrown up, a lot of the hats being broke off to the right or to the left, tattoos, earrings, different things, starter jackets, if anybody came up in that era. A lot of those types of things were being worn, and people were throwing things on their hats, watches, and all types of figurines. It was just it was very strong in those times, in the 90s, in the early 90s, gang banging. And then I moved to 67 in Blackstone, that's the east side. And look at the name of the street, Blackstone. This is where the Blackstone Rangers were created. And it was in that area, it was mainly Gangsta Disciples and Blackstones, because Gangsta Disciples was over there as well. You have Four Corner Hustlers, Vice Lords as well. In that area, I met I moved over there when I was like 5, so I knew a lot of Blackstones. I talked with a lot of OG Blackstones, like real OGs, people that knew Jeff Fort personally, people that were related to Jeff Fort, people that knew Eugene Bull. They knew these guys. These were the prominent gangbangers in that era. They created the Blackstone Rangers. A lot of women I knew, they were Rangerettes. I met a lot of OGs that was Rangers. A lot of them was on crack and dope, and they was cracked out, doped out. They tell us the little stories and things, how they ran this and ran that from this building, how much money they was making, So I knew a lot. I learned a lot about gangs. Then when I got older, I was never, I would say, a gang member. I tried to go down the gang route, and I just realized like it was stupid, because it's like everybody was super tough when they was with the crowd, but when they was by themselves, most people, at least in the era I was in, I ain't gonna say most people, but a lot of people were a different way when they wasn't with the crowd. It was just like a lot of people just joining gangs for a sense of security, because they was insecure about so many things, lack of fathers in the household, mothers not around, growing up in a terrible environment. So a lot of people was insecure, so they joined these gangs for a sense of security, a sense of feeling like they're a part of something, or protection, or whatever it may be, money. And so I tried, but I was like, nah, this is stupid, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up, I pretty much was an honorary member. If you don't know what that is, look it up. I grew up around a lot of gangsta disciples, black disciples, and I was an honorary member because a lot of my friends was gang members, and they ended up forming a little clique, and I was a part of it. But long story short, I know about gangs, and I know the foolishness that comes with it. Quando Rondo, he was pretty much with his friend in LA. He called himself a Rolling 60s Crip, and his friend got murdered pretty much, in front of him. Friend died in his hands, and now he's dropping his flag because I guess for whatever reason, I'm sure it's a lot of inside details. But let me tell you, with gangs, it was never about honor. It was never about, there's no loyalty within gangs, okay? Gangs just, in Chicago, you have GDs going against GDs. You have BDs going against GDs. You have Stones going against some Stone sets. You have Vice Lords going against this, so they say, yeah, you're under the 6, you're under the 5, but none of that stuff really means nothing at the end of the day. So many gangs are under the 6 and they still going at it. So many gangs under the 5, they still going at it. The 5-point star, the 6-point star, all that stuff. And I'm gonna get to that on another video, guys. I want y'all to keep tuning in because I'm gonna really break down gang history, because really it's a deeper conspiracy with gangs. It was created by the government. It was created by a higher power, okay? Gangs are nothing but fraternities. When you look at the colors, blue and red, that's the same colors that you see on the Masonic. Those are Masonic colors. You see those colors in politics, on the flags, okay? The gang signs they throw up. You see a lot of secret society members throw up these same gang signs, okay? A lot of gang members, when they go in and do a hit and they kill another gang member, it's really a ritual. It's nothing but a ritual, okay? I'm gonna tell y'all this. One of my homies, he older than me. He was rolling with the governors of the gangster disciples. He ran into Robert Taylor Holmes. You know what I'm saying? So this guy, he knew a lot. And I'm gonna tell y'all 2 things. He went into his uncle when he was younger. He went into his uncle's room and saw him. He painted his whole room blue and black, gangster disciple colors. He had a big 6-point star with a devil. And he was like, man, what is this? And his uncle told him something, whatever, and he was like, man, he's in the truth now too, praise y'all. He walked with y'all, but now he looked back, he was like, man, that's crazy. So then it was another situation where some politicians, okay? Well, I would say some police officers or whatever they were, officers that was working with politicians. They came on the block. It's a specific set, okay? Everybody, see, I know a lot about these gangs, and people talk about all these different gangs, Old Block, 600. I came up in that area as well. A lot of these blocks was gangster disciples at one point. A lot of them, a lot of gangs that's in certain areas today wasn't always there. And police officer rolled up, had a U-Haul truck full of cocaine and guns, told them, look, anybody that want this right here, you got to flip black disciple. They came and pulled up on gangster disciples and told them, if you want this right here, you got to become a black disciple. And one of the people that I knew, he said, nah, I'm not with that. He walked off. He said, well, the officer told him, like, you better not say nothing. Keep your mouth shut. But he said as time went on, that whole block ended up becoming black disciple. This is the type of stuff that you see, okay? And the mayor and everything was involved with this. This is the type of thing. So gangs have a real deep history. It was never about honor. It was never about, it's no loyalty within it, Me coming up, I seen friends get killed by their own friends over dice games. Many women that I dealt with, my friends tried to sleep with them, or other people around tried to sleep with them. People then got robbed by their own friends. Stuff didn't happen. Money came up short during robberies, and they went back and killed the guy because they felt like he stole some money or something like that. Like, these are the types of things that I have witnessed, like, and or if I haven't seen it, I actually, was around the people that this happened to, So gangs was never about that, guys. And Quando Rondo, he needs to know this, but he gets backlash, right, from the same men. Some of these men call themselves OGs, and I feel like a lot of OGs out here, people that call themselves OGs, is really like coons, because, and I say that and I mean it, because you are supposed to be looking out for the youth. You're supposed to be helping them turn away from gangs. But yet, a lot of these men are backlashing this boy for he want to stop gangbanging. He tired of the lifestyle. Okay, yeah, he made mistakes. He did things that he shouldn't have done. And, let's just say he made mistakes, okay? We all make mistakes. But if you see the young man trying to change and he wants to stop gangbanging, you got these grown-ass men. Yeah, I said it, grown-ass men who are coons, acting like coons. It's time for us to stop this. It's time for us to stop this. Like, they don't have to come to our house with white sheets over their heads and ropes in their hands. You know why? Because we're killing each other. This is a spiritual warfare. It's spiritual. It's not physical, guys. That's why so many people are brainwashed. So many people are brainwashed. So many people, their minds are gone and they don't even know it. It's spiritual. You know how you know it's spiritual? Because everything that they did to us, they don't have to do it anymore physically. You know why? Because we're doing all that to ourselves. Because we spiritually are lost people. And people don't want to accept the facts. And you're coming against this young man because he want to stop gangbanging. I'm going to tell you, anybody that's doing it, they coons. Okay? And it has to stop. It has to stop. The coonery has to stop. Grown men have to stop acting like this, for real. It's time to repent and get back to the Most High. This young man shouldn't be receiving backlash for this. All right? If we go to Isaiah 5, everybody trying to clown him for stopping, he wants to stop being a part of a death culture. A culture that revolves around death. A culture that promotes death. It doesn't promote life. It doesn't revolve around life. It promotes death. So many young boys are growing up without their father because their father chose to go and gangbang. Either they doing life in prison or they got dead. They got shot. They got killed on the streets. And you're promoting this? You are no better. That's why I say that it's coonery and it needs to stop, because a coon is the person that pretty much is with the oppressor. They want to oppress their own people with the oppressor. And that's what gangbanging is. It's stupid. It's the most dumbest lifestyle ever. Isaiah chapter 5 verse 20 says, "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil." See, this young man want to stop gangbanging. At least that's a step to doing something positive. Every step counts, but you want to say that he's a lame or he's soft or he this or he that for doing so. That's a person that's calling good evil. They're calling good evil. Something that's good, you calling it evil. That's what our people do. They promote evil in a way like it's good. But then as soon as something happened to you, your son get killed or you get shot or you go to prison, you the main one crying. This is what Israel did. All throughout the scriptures, this is what they did. They didn't want to do nothing righteous, but soon as evil comes, be the main ones hooping and hollering, crying, want to protest and beg for this and beg for that from the oppressors. No, it don't work that way. He said that put darkness for light and light for darkness. That put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Everything that's good, you look at it like it's bitter, like it's evil, like it's darkness. But everything that's evil, you look at it like it's good, like it's light, and like it's sweet. Until it hit home. Until it hit home and you realize like it's not a game out here, because it's not. When we go to Jeremiah chapter 6, all right, look what the Most High said. He said, thus say Yah, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths. Ask for the ancient path. Talk to the elders who was really striving to live that righteous path. Talk to them and they'll tell you what it's about. Being patriarchs, raising your sons and daughters to be strong and righteous, working to provide for your families, leading your children and your family in a good path, walking with the Most High, being obedient to Him. Ask the elders. Ask the ancients. Ask the ancient men and women that was really striving to walk this walk. Ask them and they'll tell you. Where is the good way? And walk therein, and you shall find rest for your souls. If you go this way, you're going to find rest for your souls. Because if you live in that gang lifestyle, you don't have no rest for your souls. That's why you're so paranoid. You acting so tough, but yet you're afraid. That's why you act the way you act. That's why you got to smoke 20 blunts a day. Because your conscience is eating you up. You're paranoid. You don't have no rest for your souls. No matter how much money you achieve, no matter how much possessions you get, you don't have any rest. That's why so many of these guys are still depressed. But look what they said. But they said, we will not walk therein. Look at that. And this is what our people do today. You tell them, look, this is the good way. Stop doing this. Stop doing that. Go this way right here. You'll find rest for your souls. And you will be healed and everything will be okay. But now we don't want to walk that way. We want to go this way right here. My uncle, my father, my brother, my friends, all of them got murdered and went to prison for doing this. But yet and still, I'm going to try to do it too. And think I'm going to be successful. Nah, it don't work that way, kid. Let's use our common sense. But guess what? People don't want to use their common sense. You seeing this stuff with your eyes. You seeing it happen right before your face. That these people that live this lifestyle, this is what happened to them. But yet, you gonna still go and do it too? That's crazy. Okay? And when we look at the promotion of this death culture, yeah, our people are involved in it, but guess what? Our people give them a little bit of money and they do anything. That's what's wrong with us. A piece of paper that come from the ground, wood and stone, you'll do anything for it. You don't care. You'll sell crack to your family. You kill your mother, your father, just to get some money. Rob your own friend, kill him just to get some money that fade away. You don't even, most of these people doing life in prison for something like that, and they don't even have none of that. But guess what? It's people who are the orchestrators of this stuff. The government and the music industry. They promote this death culture to us. They brought crack into the community, cocaine, weapons, and then they give you music that destroys you. Whether you think this music influenced you or not, hey, I'm telling you right now, you better stop listening to it. This stuff influences you. It's planting seeds of wickedness in your mind. I know because I used to listen to it. When 50 Cent first came out, everybody was trying to be like, I ain't gonna say everybody because Chicago, where I came up, was always like a gangster city. But I remember when 50 Cent came out, you know, a lot of people was listening to 50 Cent and it was routing, it was pumping them up. A person get a little bit of weed in them and some drinks and maybe some other type of drugs and they listen to 50 Cent, now they ready to go shoot at somebody. Let's go slide on the hood down the street. You know what I'm saying? This music influence people. They ain't giving these dudes millions of dollars to put out this type of music for no reason. It's to destroy you. Either you gonna use your common sense and wake up and see what it's about, or you gonna keep going down that road till you die. That's how it works, you know. That's how it go. All these rappers that passed away recently, King Von, Jada Youngin, FBG Duck, FBG Cash, all these guys was living a certain lifestyle. So when these guys die, you can't cry. You can't be sad about it because this is the life that they chose. This is the life that they chose. It's time for us to stop condoning the foolery, getting on camera and making it seem like these people were good people. Let's stop with the foolishness. They chose the death culture. Yeah, the record industry The government and all these other devils are behind it, but guess what? You falling for it. You falling for it. Now, look what the scriptures say. Psalm 83. This is what these people trying to do to you. Keep not thou silence, O Elohim. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O Elohim. Look what he say. For lo, your enemies make a tumult. He's talking about your enemies. Black people, specifically who I'm speaking to. You are the Hebrews. It says, and they that hate you have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against your people. You know what crafty counsel means? These people sitting down strategically thinking of ways to kill you and get rid of you. And they invest in billions and trillions of dollars to get rid of you. But you go and spend your money to get the stuff that they're giving you. All the drugs and all the music, and you want to live this certain lifestyle. He said they consulted against your hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. Talking about you, black people. That the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. They don't want you to even be remembered anymore. When you look at the family structure is gone. You don't see men and women raising children like that no more. That's one tactic right there to destroy you. These guys that's living a gangster lifestyle, they want to live fast, get fast money, chains, cars, possessions. They're not trying to really raise families, because if they was, they would strive to live righteous. These men don't care about nobody but they self. I don't care what they say. If you really care about your children like you say, then you wouldn't live there. Verse 5, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against you. Yeah, you got enemies. While you going and sliding on the ops down the street, they sliding on you. And it's not a joke. They sliding on you and you don't even know it. They don't have to come to your house and shoot you up and kill you. All they got to do is give you your weed, your drugs, your alcohol, your music that promotes fornication. Don't put any song, all the songs that you listen to, do they promote family structure? Do they promote black men and women getting together, raising families? Do they promote building a strong nation? Do they promote positivity? Do they promote loving your brother and your sisters? Do they promote that? No, it don't. Our people get paid crumbs to destroy your minds with the music they put out. It's the way it is. This is how Israel always been. Give them a little bit of money, they do anything. Just like a lot of these gang chiefs. Yeah, I said it. And I'm going to do a video about it. A lot of them was working with the government. Period. Facts. They was working with the government. A lot of these gangs, this is conspiracy. Yes, this is a conspiracy. Gangs are a conspiracy. And I'm going to have to do another video to thoroughly break it down. Many of these gang leaders and chiefs were working with the government. And some of these guys, I even wonder if they even in jail. They probably somewhere hiding out. You ain't never watched Deep Cover, the movie? You never heard of Alpo? You never watched What Happened to Fred Hampton? The guy that killed him, how he had a whole nother identity? This stuff is for real, guys. It's people that's working against you, even your own people working against you. All you got to give them is a little bit of money. Give them $100,000. They wouldn't do anything. Sell you right down the river. Sell you down the river. You know what's at the end of certain rivers. You're going to fall. This ain't a joke. This ain't a fluke. This ain't a game. It's really happening out here. So a lot of these gang chiefs, not all of them, but a lot of these gang chiefs and leaders was working with the government. They was working with the feds. Facts. All right? To get your butt set up for a little bit of change. There's no men with honor left. Don't put this young man down. Help him. You see, if he said this, it must be going through his mind. He's trying to lead his game. But yet you got grown men acting like buffoons, putting this young man down instead of telling him this the right thing to do. You know why? He said, therefore my people are gone into captivity. Why? because they have no knowledge. We in captivity. We don't have a land to call our own. Everybody else got a land to go to but us. Our land is Israel. If you want to go back there, you better repent and keep the Most High commandments, period. Living wickedly, fornicating, sleeping around with women, not raising your children, worshiping all these other gods, pagan gods, Christmas and Easter that was given to you by your oppressors, killing your own brothers and sisters, you will not make it. You will perish. It's not a joke. But look what he said. The honorable men are famished. Where are the honorable men at? It's hard. It's so hard to find honorable men amongst us. It's hard to find honorable so-called black men, Hebrew men, who are Hebrews. It's so hard, and I gotta say that, so I want you to know who you are. So hard to find honorable men today. Nobody has honor and integrity anymore. Nobody. It's hard. It's very hard. And that's sad. He said that multitude dried up with thirst. We don't have nothing today. Yeah, you got a few people here that get money and get rich, but what does that mean? They die and they go and they gone. And you still here in America getting your butt kicked by your oppressors. And they about to turn it up too. So it's time to repent. Don't put this young man down. Help him. Praise to the Most High. I'm gonna keep doing videos on. I'm gonna do some more videos about this gang culture too, because I'm sick of seeing it. Like it's wicked. It's wicked. Praise y'all. Hope you got something from it.